It is another beautiful day in the Alps. I'm in the Chamonix Valley. You can see the Latour Glacier here. Up top's the glacier. This is the village of Latour down below, and which is right in the top of the valley. Switzerland's just up over the ridge, up above the Latour ski resort. And then if you look down valley here, you got Argentière, and then we're looking down towards Chamonix. Out in the distance here, let's see if I can do it. Yeah, there we go. Out in the distance here, you can see the Mont Blanc. This is the Mont Blanc, and the Aiguille de Midi and Basson Glacier over there coming down right about there. And we've had a couple great trips in the European Alps on the Matterhorn to the Mont Blanc adventure. Things have been great. You know, one thing is over here, the weeks and the weather changes from valley to valley and village to village and every day along the way. And this week we did have super clear skies every day, and it was actually even quite warm into the upper 80s, mid 80s or so in the villages of Courmayeur and Italy, and even over here into Chamonix. It does cool down at night. Not cold, but it doesn't stay super hot, so it's quite comfortable as we go. That being said, the trip before, we had a couple days where we wore the rain ponchos. Wasn't anything dramatic, but having all the gear on the gear list is important. My recommendation is to go light, but also have the layers that you need. You know, dinners are casual, and I usually wear a pair of jeans and a button-up style shirt, totally comfortable. Hiking days, about a 20-liter backpack, enough that you can carry a layer, maybe a lunch sandwich and some snacks, and a liter of water, and then we can fill water up during the day. But it's been fantastic. It's been great for us to get back to travel, as I say, with Worldwide Trekking. We've run groups in the since the new year, had a few groups sailing in the British Virgin Islands, then southern Utah, then went over to take a trek to Mount Everest Base Camp in Nepal with a great group. That was really fun. Nice to get back there. After that, went over to Kilimanjaro, and we just finished our second successful group on Kilimanjaro, and soon to launch another trip there with another guide from Worldwide Trekking. Matt is going to take a group of 10 people up Kilimanjaro next week. And at the same time, simultaneously, we've had 2 successful groups in Iceland and are looking forward to getting going with our third as well. I just ran 2 trips in the Matterhorn to the Mont Blanc, starting in Zermatt, Switzerland. 2 nights there, 2 nights in Aosta, Italy, 2 nights in Courmayeur, Italy, 2 nights in Chamonix, France. And I said goodbye to my second group this morning as they took the transfer back to the airport in Geneva, Switzerland. So it's been fantastic. It's been great summer. It's nice to get out. It's nice to see people around the world, not all wearing masks and all of that. And there's always concerns as you travel in a number of areas, but it's nice to be traveling again. So over here, we're soon to look forward to 2 more groups for me. Tina's coming over to help me guide trips with Worldwide Trekking. We'll have 2 big groups, and we actually have a private as well. Paul will be guiding the private on the custom itinerary through the Alps, and then afterwards I'm going to stay for about a week, a little over a week, and do our first of 2 big scouts for the Dolomites in Italy. So I'll be looking forward to that. I'll be looking forward to sharing some of those pictures and what I'm finding over there. Have an agenda and an itinerary totally planned out, but I'm going to spend 7 days there, fly home to Utah, and then after I get back to Utah, catch up in the office, catch up with life. And we've got some southern Utah trips going out. I'm not guiding them. Our other guide, Paul, is. And then I'll be coming back over to spend 11 days flying into Venice, Italy to do a full pre-trip of the Dolomites adventure we'll be offering in 2023. And then I'll be flying from Venice at the end of that journey to Geneva and coming up into Chamonix, where I'll get ready. And then Tina will also fly in again and help me this September to run a trip, our last trip to the Matterhorn, to the Mont Blanc. We've got a big group in the fall. It's a great time to be here. The weather cools a little bit, the crowds slow down a little bit, but we avoid the crowds. As you can see, I'm on the trail today, and it's not like I'm around a million people. So it depends on what you pick to hike and what we do. And you know, when you're in town, it's nice to have people around and live music going on and things happening. So that's part of this adventure as well. Seeing these alpine villages at their best in the summer months is really fun. It's lively. A lot of people that come on our trips are, you know, always, as they should be, interested in knowing the difficulty level. How hard is the hike going to be? You know, we have a ratings scale on our website, and that helps a lot. So on the easier end, you know, safaris and sailing are easy active. You can be as active as you want to be on a sailing trip, and a lot of swimming, but you're not physically getting pushed unless you want to go swim a bunch or stand up paddleboard, something like that. Then you have safaris, which are quite leisurely. From there, you know, the scale goes moderate, strenuous, and moderate would be like what this European Alps trip is, where we're hiking about 5 miles a day. They're not extremely strenuous, and the altitude's not a big deal here. That being said, you know, most of the villages are between 5,000 and 3,000 feet. We're hiking around 9,000 feet. So although that's kind of high for people that live at sea level, it's nothing they can't adjust to. It's like going out west to a ski resort or something like that. Then we have, you know, the fact that on this trip, when we built this trip, we based out of alpine villages. On any number of days, someone can opt out of the hike, hang around the village, do a lot of activities around the village, even come up the lift systems with us. We use a lot of lift assist on these hikes to take us up into the high mountains and then do our hikes up high. So we're getting all the greatness of the high alpine, but accessing it with a gondola or a tramway, something like that. People can opt out of the hike, then go back down to the village, look around, and then within a few hours, the group's back together. We're usually finishing our hikes about 3:30 in the afternoon on average, and that's when the group can come back together. And if you split up, but other than that, people have time to explore the villages that we base out of: Zermatt, Switzerland, Aosta, Italy, Courmayeur, Chamonix, places people want to check out a little bit before dinner each night. Then we're always together for dinner. So this one is more moderate. Utah as well is a moderate based trip. You know, we can always push a moderate trip for those who want to, you know, do a little lighter day, but also go a little stronger, go a little harder, and make light hikes longer. We can give additional distance to people and things like that. So, you know, we have good guide ratio, and with that, sometimes we split groups on these moderate hikes so we can cater to both ends of the interest and ability levels to the groups that we're dealing with and working with and are on our adventures. And then we have hikes that are adventures that are more strenuous, you know, like Kilimanjaro, Mount Everest Base Camp. They're in our strenuous category. And in the strenuous category, of course, we need to get on Kilimanjaro from camp to camp, or on Everest Base Camp from village to village. And as well, they're hiking at higher altitudes. Altitude makes a big difference. So when we're on Kilimanjaro, we're at 12,000 feet, 14,000 feet, camping at 16,000 feet, more strenuous. Down in Peru, the hikes are easier to Machu Picchu in a lot of ways, so that can be a moderate trek, but we are at altitude. In Patagonia, the hikes are also moderate, but we're at low altitude. So there's a lot of difference. Contact us if you have questions. We love to help people pick the trip that's best for them. And oftentimes our groups and guests we see come on one trip that leads to another, that leads to another. And it's a great way we connect with our guests on a regular basis, get to know people, their abilities, what they enjoy, and have really fun adventures together. Okay, well, thanks for joining me once again for our summer update 2022 with Worldwide Trekking and the Human Outreach Project. You can see here the Mont Blanc behind me. I'm on top of the Aiguille de Passettes here above the Chamonix Valley in France. And it's fun to share with you guys what we have going on this summer, coming up this fall and through next year. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. We'd love to talk to you, set up a Zoom call and go over any of the things that you might be interested in, explain anything about them, and help you prepare for a fun adventure somewhere around the world with Worldwide Trekking. Have a great day.